Ready? 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 Alright. Hi guys, my name is Isabel. I'm a social work student here at Tarleton within the social work program. I'm conducting this interview with you guys today for my Practice 1 class, for my social work class. We're doing an interview with 3 or more individuals discussing a certain topic. And so the topic we'll be discussing today will be college life, given you guys are all college students. And just if you guys can go one by one, stating your name, how old you are, and what your major is. And I'll start here.
I'm Victoria Waters. I am 20, and I'm an international business major.
Okay.
I'm Gabrielle Fierro. I'm 20 as a psychology major.
I'm Aisa Martinez. I'm 19 and I'm a communications major.
Okay. And how did you guys find out about college? How did you guys start the college process? I'll start here. I guess we'll go this way down the line.
Well, it wasn't about coming to college. It was about getting on a track team for me. So
Okay.
I just kind of got offers, and yeah.
Right. Awesome. Gabby?
I came because I wanted a better life for me than what my parents had. I wanted to do something better than working my butt off. So
Right.
I wanted to come to school so I could get a better career.
Awesome. Aisa?
Oh, I didn't have a decision.
You didn't have a decision?
No,
What do you
it
mean
was
by that?
You go to college or else that's just it. That's just the next step.
Right. Was it something that your parents demanded of you?
Kind of, yeah. And then if you don't, everyone kind of looks down on you. They're like,
Right.
oh, you're gonna go to college. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, makes sense. So I see that each one of you guys came from a different background. You guys have a different reason for why you guys chose college. What has been the biggest challenge for you guys as far as college goes? Just anyone can answer in general.
I think it would be getting used to the fact that you don't have financial stability like you do whenever you're at home in high school or something.
Right. And would you guys agree with that, or
Oh,
is
yeah.
it different for you guys?
That would be my biggest.
Financial issues.
Yeah.
What about for you, Aisa?
I'd say the biggest thing was probably self-discipline, learning you have to do this from this to this time, study from this time and go to class and stuff like that. Because in high school you have your parents to make you do all this stuff, and then in college you kind of really have to push yourself to do it all, because it's not. I mean, you're on your own, so.
Right. Yeah, and you guys bring up great points, especially with the financial situation. Are you guys working? Do you guys currently work?
Yes.
We all have jobs.
You all have jobs. Okay, awesome. What do you guys do, if you guys don't mind me asking? Go ahead.
I'm a tour guide here at Tarleton State. So.
Tour guide?
I'm a tour guide.
I am also a tour guide.
Okay, awesome. So it looks like we all have the same job, so we can all relate to that.
Are you a tour guide too?
Yes, I'm a tour guide too here at Tarleton. How has that influenced you guys, your college experience, becoming tour guides?
I feel like it's gotten us more involved on campus, knowing a lot more people, just because you're constantly walking around campus, and just let you know more about your campus.
What about for you, Gabby? How's that been?
I definitely feel the same way, that it's gotten me more involved, and it helps me remember I'm here for a bigger reason, as well as everybody else coming in. They want to do something better, so it just pushes me a little further.
Awesome.
I think it's made me more social, because you have to talk to all these people from all these different places every day, and so you learn more stuff about different people from around the state.
Right. And speaking of talking to people from different places, where did y'all come in from? I know you guys come from different schools and stuff like that, but where do you call home? I'll start here with Tori.
Beaumont, Texas.
Beaumont. And how far is that from here? Where's
That's
that?
7 hours.
7 hours.
Southeast Texas, yeah.
Okay.
I came from Austin, small town outside of Austin, so it's 2.5 hours away from here.
Okay. Not far.
Fairfax, Virginia.
That's a bunch of states away, right?
It's 28 hours right outside of Washington, D.C.
28 hours.
Driving.
Okay, awesome. Wow. And how did you find out about Tarleton?
My dad told me about it because he went to A&M, and I wanted a school that was kind of like A&M, but a little smaller and in Texas.
Yeah.
And so here I am.
Has that becoming from a big town to a small town, has that changed your college experience any?
I would say so. I mean, I've always moved around a lot because my dad's in the military, but I've never lived in a small town, so I kind of wanted to know what it feels like, because it's something different.
Right.
So I basically experienced everything, big cities and stuff, but not small towns.
Okay.
So it's definitely been different.
And Austin, the area that you come from, is that a big city or a small city?
It's suburb,
Suburbs?
kind of little city, almost getting city-wise.
Okay, so is it smaller than Stephenville area,
Yeah, it's
Charleston
a
area?
whole lot smaller.
How's that influenced your college experience?
I mean, it's made me feel more at home than
Mhm.
anything, just because it's both small towns,
Right.
rural areas. So
Right. And for you, how's that? You come from 7 hours away, so I imagine, do you get to see your family often?
No, I don't go home very much.
Okay. Has that influenced your college experience as well?
It's made me more social just because I kind of have to get out of my like normal like comfort zone.
Right.
So yeah, it's helped me a lot being away from home.
Okay. Right. And another thing that you bring up, the whole home experience. What is it like for you guys, independence in college? Because you hear all these things of you get to college and there's freedom. What do you guys think about that? How's that been for you guys?
I find it a little harder just because you have to find time to do all your schoolwork as well as study and still have like a social life, so you're not just like that weirdo sitting at home doing nothing but schoolwork.
Yeah. What about for you, Aisa?
I think it's a lot different from being at home because you have to, like balance stuff and like at home your parents like give you money or you make money, but your parents are like, oh, you can't buy this, you can't buy that, and then you get to college, you're like, oh my god, I can buy the whole world, like, and then you kind of have to like slow down and step back and like not spend all your money in one place or stuff like that and not sleep till noon and all of that stuff.
Definitely can relate to that. Can relate. What about for you, Tori? How's that been?
Well, I feel like it's been easier here at college just because at home I've always felt like there's like no room for like mistakes, and now that I'm here and I'm not like being watched constantly, it's much nicer.
Right. And you bring up another point too, and it's weird that you bring up that point that you're not being watched, and so you get to do your own thing here at school. And as far as your own thing, what are some of you guys' daily activities here on campus or in the area? We'll start with Aisa here.
Go to work.
Go to work? Is that what you do? Is pretty much your life school and work?
For the most part, yeah. From like 8 in the morning when you like, because we're basically at work whenever we're not in classes from 8
Right.
until 5. So, and then like after that, you don't have much time to study, and then you have to find some time to work out, and then you gotta go to bed because you have to wake up and do it all over again. So you're just like going, and then when I leave in the morning, I don't go home again until I'm done with work.
Wow, so it's a long day for you.
Very long.
What about for you, Gabby?
Most nights I don't get home till about like 9:30 because I'm at school and work, and in between like I don't want to have to drive all the way home. So I'll stay on campus and like do homework in between, so I actually get home. So when I get home, I can actually eat dinner or go to bed or whatever it is that I need to do, and get ready for the next day.
Yeah. What about for you?
I worry about school and work all day long, and then after that, all my Phi Lam things.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And what is Phi Lam?
Sigma Phi Lambda, it's a Christian sorority on campus.
Christian sorority. So is that one of your campus life activities that you get involved in? Okay. And are you guys involved in any sororities or any organizations on campus?
I'm a TTM this spring,
Okay.
so like my Thursdays, they used to be occupied with like my TTM classes, but now it's just kind of like going out throughout the rest of the spring semester and summer also. So.
Okay. What about for you, Aisa?
I'm a Texan rep.
You're a Texan rep. What is the Texan rep?
Texan rep gives the group tours, and they do the big Texan tours in the fall and the spring for all the incoming freshmen.
Right. So you guys seem to be pretty involved on campus and balancing school and work. I bet that's tough. Is it tough for you guys at times?
Very much.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. As far as like your schoolwork and stuff goes, since you are working and you're still trying to have a social life, how do you do your schoolwork? When do you set time aside for that?
I do it like pretty much whenever I'm supposed to have downtime. Like I don't really have downtime because my downtime is my homework. So that's pretty much whenever I get it done.
Yeah. For you?
I usually do it after work, but if it's too much, and I want to go to bed early, I'm tired, I'll wake up early and I'll do it in the morning.
Okay. For you?
Mine's the same as Gabby. I don't really have any time to do anything other than homework, so.
Makes sense. I can totally relate to that as well. You guys are involved on campus. You guys spend time doing homework. What are some other things that have influenced your college experience? Has there been any important friendships or relationships you've made on campus or anything like that? I'll start here, I guess.
I would say that, like, I don't know, just being here in a small town, like, in a small university, like, I've gotten close to all my friends that I have, and I have a big group of friends because of, like, how close everyone is here. So, like, I don't know, I don't really have a specific thing that's brought me close. It's just the whole feeling of Tarleton just makes me feel like at home and close to everything and everyone.
Right. For you, Tori?
It would probably be the same as Gabby.
Okay. For you, Aisa?
Same.
The same.
The same.
Okay, so friendships are an important thing for you guys in your college experience. What do you think has influenced you guys the most, though, being at college? Has it had to be like anything like from, for example, like for me, it was financial independence from my parents. What has been the biggest influence for you guys, though?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay, like
I understand it, I'm just like thinking.
yeah, like some people, I mean, whenever you come to college, they meet a professor that has opened the door for them. Their employer has opened doors for them. Like I said, for me, what influenced my college experience was the fact that there was financial issues, so I had to learn how to work on my own and stuff like that. Other people, they meet the roommate who is their best friend for the rest of their life. I mean, you make relationships here on campus too, so what has been that big thing, that big moment for you guys at college so far?
I guess mine would be just like finding myself. Like in high school, I wasn't the nicest person because I went to a mean school. Like people in school didn't like me, and so whenever I came here, I was able to be on my own. I was able to be myself and not have anyone judge me or anything like that. So that like pretty much helped me find myself here.
Okay. What about for you, Aisa?
I guess my classes, because I came to college, wanted to do one thing, and then by the next year wanted to do something completely different.
Okay.
So I guess it would be my classes.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That can affect you in many ways too. I know for me too, I changed majors from one thing to another, so classes do influence you. What you're learning in the classroom can influence that experience as well. What about for you, Tori?
I would have to say that Phi-Lam has definitely been a big influence in my life and Paradigm. It's made me realize a lot, and that all I really want to do is help people. So.
Awesome. And by helping people with your guys' majors, what do you guys want to do with those majors? I'll start here.
I don't know. I just want to do something where I can talk to people.
Okay. So the
all
tour guide fits perfect there then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a speech communications major. Because I didn't want to be a PR and event management or broadcasting journalism one. The other option was speech comms.
Yeah.
So, and they said that would be the one to talk to people.
Okay, awesome. What about for you, Gabby?
Well, I'm majoring in psychology, like I said earlier, and I want to do juvenile and adolescent psychology counseling.
Okay, and why that age group?
Just because I know that a lot of people, like, between the ages of 13 and 19, go through a lot of troubles. I've had friends try to commit suicide and stuff, and they've always came to me for help, and I just feel like that's what I want to do.
Right. And for you, Tori, doing international business?
I really want to work for a non-profit organization that helps kids.
Okay. And why the kid age group?
Just because I love kids, I feel like I have a natural bond to kids, and I'm like fun size, so I can bond with kids good.
What do you mean by fun size?
I'm a little
You're
person.
little, okay, so they can relate to you on
Yes.
that level. Okay, awesome. Thank you for clarifying. I was like, what's fun size? What do you guys think has been your biggest challenge coming to college?
Ooh,
I know it takes some time to think about that one.
There's a lot.
For you guys, the biggest thing, though, that has been the hardest thing for you to do?
Study all the time.
Study all the time?
Because in high school, you can kind of just like, basically, you can just kind of fly by in high school, and then you get to college, and you're like, man, like, you really have to know your stuff.
Yeah.
Over and over. Sorry.
No, you're fine. For you, Gabby?
I think the biggest challenge would have to be, like, trying to find time to study but still have a good time. Like, you can't go out and do stuff and expect to pass if you don't try.
Right.
So I think that was my biggest problem so far.
Okay. For you?
Remembering to eat.
Remembering to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get so busy and so caught up in things that I'm doing that half the time I just forget to eat.
Okay. And that brings up another thing too with you guys. How do you balance your having a healthy lifestyle and still being in college? How has that been? Because you always hear the freshman 15. What has been your guys' experience with that?
Well, there's a lot of stairs and hills here, so
So you use those quite a bit.
yeah. And being a tour guide, you kind of have to walk around a lot, and walking backwards helps keep the weight off. So
I can understand that. For you, Aisa?
I like to go to the rec before my classes. That
Okay.
way I like feel awake once I get there.
Okay. So it kind of energizes you before?
Yeah, and coffee helps too.
Coffee? Yeah.
I drink a lot of that.
For you, Tori?
Well, being a part of the track team really helped for my freshman year,
Mhm.
but now, just like Gabby said, being a part of the tour guide and, walking everywhere, and
Yeah.
so, yeah.
What is the biggest thing that you guys have seen in difference from high school to college?
For me, it was diversity. Like, I came from, like, hick town, like, rural country, and here it's a little bit of everything.
Right.
So.
Okay, awesome. For you, Tori?
Mine would definitely be diversity and, like, maturity.
Maturity, okay.
Yeah.
And why maturity?
Because people aren't, like, he said, she said type thing all the time, and
Mhm.
it's just different atmosphere.
Okay. All right. For you, Aisa?
I would say the exact opposite.
What is that?
I would say lack of diversity.
The lack of diversity?
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. That's interesting. So you guys see the diversity in it and you see the lack of diversity. Why is that? Where do you see the barrier in diversity? Where do you see that at?
Because, I mean, you don't like, I mean, I guess when I went to high school, it's not like uncommon to see like half your class wearing like a Muslim like head wrap, or
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
someone with like, I mean, not to like sound racist, but like a red dot on their forehead, or I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like a normal thing, and here you don't see that
Right.
ever.
Okay, that's interesting. You guys bring up some interesting points there. I never looked at it that way. With the diversity, were you guys exposed to different cultures in high school?
Not at all.
Not at all. And you said you were somewhat, right?
Yeah.
All right. What about getting to college? Whenever you guys got to college, seeing those different cultures, how was that for you guys? For you and Tori?
I found it was a really big eye opener just because, like I said, I come from a small country
Mhm.
area, so I didn't see other people like that. Other than white or Hispanic, I saw when I came here, I saw different ethnic groups and stuff like that. So it was a really big eye opener to realize that not everyone's the same.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. For you, Tori?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
What was your guys', what was the ethnic population, the majority of your guys' high schools for you guys?
I wasn't white.
White. And for you?
Mine was all white.
All white. So whenever you got here to college, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what about for you, Aisa? I know because you had that exposure in college. Did you expect that? You had that exposure, in high school. Did you expect that to be in college the same?
I did, and then I got here, and it was kind of different.
Was that disappointing to you?
It wasn't disappointing. It was just like different, I guess.
Mhm.
And then I kind of got used to it, and then I got home, and I got off the airplane, and there was a whole airplane full of Asian people, and it was like Japanese Airlines, and I was like, oh my god, like I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
But it was like, and I was like, wow, there's all these different people, and like everything you go to, they have like our school had counselors, and they had counselors for 27 different languages at a high school.
Wow.
And so it was you kind of forget, and like you walk by people and they're speaking some language that you don't even know like what they're saying, because it's not Spanish and it's not French, and it could be like something super crazy that you've never heard of, like Lebanese or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of forgot, and it was kind of like a shock that like every single time I went home, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, you had kind of that shock effect on you of going back and seeing what home life was like. Whenever you guys do go back home, or whenever you guys do have the chance to visit family, does it influence you in any way? Sometimes you think about coming back to college twice, or you don't want to come back to college, or you just want to stay home. How does that influence you guys when you guys go home? I'll start anywhere.
When I go home, I want to come home as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Because at home I have rules, I have things that I have to do.
Right.
Because I'm under my parents' roof, or I'm somewhere where I need to be. Here I'm here because I want to be here.
Right. So you enjoy that freedom of college?
Oh yeah.
Right. For you, Tori?
I really like being here. I don't go home very often, so I
Right.
guess I'm used to being here. So anytime I go home, I just really want to get back here as soon as I can, because there's not a lot to do in my hometown. I mean, there's less than 1,000 people there, so
That's small.
it's nothing. So, yeah.
For you, Aisa?
I guess because I don't go home so often, or that often, I really miss it when I go home. And I'm like, oh, it's not that I don't want to go back. I wish that I could like bring like Stephenville to where I'm at, like, and the people and stuff, because I mean, I don't see the people at home often, so I'm like, I want to see them again, and I want things to be like they were in high school, but then I'm like, well, no, but like, why can't everyone be together? And that's fine, but I just love them both so much.
No, that makes sense. And you're out of state, you're coming in from Virginia. Has that influenced your college experience in any way, coming from out of state?
I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of things I had to learn when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
Just about.
Was one of them language by any chance? Because we use y'all here in Texas all the time.
Not really. It was just like, I don't know. There was just a lot of different things. Like, people have farms where they kill their own food and then they eat them. And
No, you bring up a great point because like that's
Or
different.
They
That's
don't
different
kill,
culture.
they don't kill, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
they kill, but they raise their own food.
No, that makes sense because like that's something that maybe I grew up in Texas as well. Maybe Gabby and Tori can relate to that. We had steers out on our ranch and we raised the steer to have hamburgers for dinner the next night. So I can relate to that. And you coming out of state and not knowing or not being familiar with that.
I thought everybody did that.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit different here in Texas. You bring up a great point too because there's different cultures and coming from out of state you see one thing, but when you get here to Texas you see another. Like the language, and you mentioned the farms, and then you also mentioned we kill our own food. Yes, we do. If you guys could give any advice to any students coming into college right now, what would be the advice that you guys would give them to have a good college experience? Tori?
Definitely come open-minded. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone and really get involved.
Okay. For you, Gabby?
I would say come in open-minded and just be yourself.
Okay.
I'd say get involved because if you're not, then you're probably going to be sitting in your room all day. And like the people that I met my freshman year that did that ended up going home because they just sat there and were homesick and couldn't find anything to take their mind off of missing home, and they ended up just going home.
Right. If there are 3 things that y'all could have done differently with your college experience, what would that have been?
That's hard.
I know it's a hard one to think about.
One of mine would have been not to be on the track team at all. Just to come here
Yeah.
and not have to worry about that. And I could have gotten involved so much sooner than I did because that takes up a lot of time.
So did that limit you? Do you feel like you limited your time?
Yes.
Okay.
All I did was go to class, sleep, and do my homework.
Wow.
And go to track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, Gabby?
I would say probably to have concentrated a whole lot more in class my freshman year of school because now I'm a whole semester behind. So
Yeah.
that's definitely what I would go back and redo.
Okay. For you, Asa?
I would say to not have joined the cross country team my first semester because like Tori, it was all like work and no play. I
Yeah.
guess. And it was like a job because you also had to go to like NCAA meetings and like if one sport had a meeting, every single sport had to attend that meeting, and they were always at really weird, inconvenient times, and
Yeah.
they like missed class for them and stuff. And so it's really like a job
Yeah.
That you don't get paid
that
for.
you don't get. And, I mean, unless
you
you're on
don't get-
scholarship, but like even then, it's not a D1 school, so they're not going to pay everything. So it's really, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then
It's understandable. No, it's understandable. So.
yeah, and then like track and cross country, there was like probably I would say the most strict because you had to sign a contract that said all these things you can't do, and a lot of the other sports you were allowed to join other organizations and stuff, and this one you were not.
Wow.
It's only them all the time.
So there was a really big limit on time and what you could and couldn't do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't work, where you could work, like everything had to be approved.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Wow. That would have been a lot to balance. So that's understandable where you see where it limited you. So that I commend you guys. You guys are able to balance that, and so now you guys get to be active on campus. You guys are both in organizations, so that's something that's really neat. I guess to finalize the interview and to just conclude everything up, what would be the biggest thing that you guys can look back 5 years down the road based on your college experience?
I would say how it helped me become an adult, maybe. Like financially,
Right.
how it helped me learn how to like balance my money and don't spend this and use a coupon on this, and like I guess when you earn your money, you're
Right.
a lot more careful about spending it, and that's something I didn't get in high school.
Yeah. for you, Gabby?
I would say the fact that it taught me how to be very independent and not have to rely on anybody else but myself.
Right.
So.
That's a big deal about college.
Yeah.
Independence is a big thing. For you, Tori?
I would say like both of what they just said and like actually like realizing what I want to do with my life later on.
Awesome. Overall up to now, what year are you guys? You are
I'm a sophomore.
a sophomore,
I am a junior.
junior.
I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore. Okay, so your guys' college experience is still going. You guys still have a couple more years to go. For me, being a senior, I put myself in your guys' shoes and been there, done that. So it's interesting to hear what you guys had to say today, and it's really interesting how you guys can relate on one level, and Aisa can see the difference in that, and so it's really neat to see all that. But I just want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedules, because I know you guys work. I know you guys have a social life. I know you guys have to study. So thank you for taking the time out to interview with me, and I appreciate you guys. And I just wish you guys the best of luck with the rest of your college experience.
Thank you.
Isabel.
Awesome. So thank you guys.